What's going on, everybody? The LG K10 came recently to Metro PCS and T-Mobile, and a lot of you guys may be gonna be interested to buy the phone. But before you buy the phone, absolutely you need to watch the full review. This is Varieties Tech, and this our full review for the LG K10. No doubt that the LG K10 has a very unique design. That's gonna see the phone actually. You're gonna be able to see curve from the top on the display, kind of like a chamfer here, which is makes the phone very beautiful. The phone overall beautiful, made out of the plastic, so this is not gonna be any metal frame or something. The back is plastic, as you guys can see. The lens also kind of plastic, but it's a hard plastic, and you have a flash. LG actually designed recently to put all the buttons on the back, the volume, power, and the speaker also on the back. As you guys can see, the phone it looks sleek, very slim, as you guys can see. The display 5.3 inch, and you have actually proximity sensor, and you have the 5 megapixel camera. No LED notification light, unfortunately. And another thing on the design, actually, if you just put this on the table or something, you're gonna feel that the phone is actually not fixed. It keeps swinging or something like that, but it's not gonna bother you too much. The back actually it has textures. It feels good and makes the phone much better to grip, and it's not gonna be slippery or stuff like that, which is I like. And also it has curve from the sides as well. That's gonna move on the display. As you guys can see, we have a 5.3 inch display. The view angle actually it's good, it's great. You're not gonna lose any actually of the colors. It's not gonna be fadey or anything like that. But the color production actually in this display is not that high quality. That's back because they're trying to make the phone for a lower price, so they're trying to make a screen with low PPI, so you have 277, which is acceptable in my opinion. I'm not talking about the display in a bad way. So the display actually very acceptable. You have resolution 720p, which is kind of good to get that resolution on 5.3 inch. In my opinion, it's going to be good. The resolution, as we mentioned, is going to be 720 x 1280. The color protection, the vibrant in the display, this is what I'm not satisfied with. So the vividness of the color, you can look to the other phones display like the Samsung J7. You guys gonna see, the colors protection way much better. In my opinion, this is actually just acceptable display, but it's not actually the best. The speaker for me is something very important, because sometimes you need to make phone calls, so you need to use the loudspeaker, or you need to listen for music or something like that. In the LG K10, the speaker is going to be located on the back. You may like this location or may not, so better location will be maybe better, but actually it's not the big deal here. The sound quality on the LG K10, it's clear, so you can actually you don't hear noise or anything like that, but at the same time it's not too loud. It's loud, but it's not too loud, because in compared to the other phones, the speaker, this is actually in the middle. It's not too bad. No bass, you don't have a treble, but as I mentioned, I like actually how the sound is clear with the LG K10. Let me leave you with this actually music, so you guys can check by yourself. Let's gonna move on another important thing, which is the battery on the phone. LG K10 give me 2200 milliamp hour. I was very upset about this actually. That because you have 720p HD and you have a 5.3 display, 8 megapixel camera, you can take full HD, so you need actually battery, strong battery in order to get that phone up running. But actually after that I start changing my mind about the battery, and then I realized if you don't go too high in the brightness, the battery actually is going to be very optimized with the operating system. I know after actually you keep downloading applications in the future, you start feel that you have actually something, it drain your battery so fast. But because I didn't get the chance to play with the phone too much, but still the phone is give me very high performance on the display. I'm not gonna be exaggerating and tell you this is the best battery, because it's kind of small, and it's also like removable, so you guys can have the option for spare battery or stuff like that. That would be actually great. But I wish that you got the phone with 2500 milliamp hour minimum or at least. But if your battery is the thing, you can use the battery saver or stuff like that. Most likely I can tell you average screen on time is going to be 3 hours to 3 hours and a half. So technically may the phone gonna last you 1 day, maybe less, it depends your usage on the phone. LG K10 came with the Snapdragon made out of Qualcomm Snapdragon 410, and the actually the processor is going to be 1.27 gigahertz. Is going to be 4 cores, as you guys can see. You got 1.5 of the RAM actually, and this is what I got for a score. So this score actually, in compared to the J7, this is actually very low score. That means the phone is not going to give you the same performance of the other mid-range phones. Unfortunately, the LG making phone in 2016 with a low actually processor speed. This actually thing I'm gonna prove it for you guys why you need to buy a phone with a high performance. But this actually phone not also high expensive phone, and that's the only way that the company make the phone affordable to you. You have 16 gigabytes, so that means for the storage, that means you want to download too much games, you have to download too much stuff on the phone. But actually if you don't have high speed processor, you're not going to be able to. As you guys can see, we have actually after everything in pre-installed will be a 9.17, which is, in my opinion, this is actually plenty of storage to download your stuff. Now we're going to give you some examples about the performance of the phone in general. For instance, I'm gonna play Temple Run 2, which this game, it doesn't need too much of a graphics or processing to it. Anyways, the graphic card in this one is gonna be Adreno 304. That because it's under Snapdragon and they are using GPU Adreno, which is on the low games graphics. That phone is gonna act very nice. It's not gonna drop the frames. It's not gonna give you any lagness or any problems. Right now, I wanna just show you the Temple Run 2, and then we're gonna move on another game require more graphics card, and we're gonna see how the performance is going to be. As you guys can see, you can see it nice. I mean, no problems, no lags. So in order to have 16 gigabyte internal storage, you have actually to have a high processor speed and good GPU in the phone. Other than that, you're gonna have a lot of problems in your phone. That's why I don't prefer the company to make actually phone which has low processor and plenty of storage. We're gonna move on another game, which is we got Mortal Kombat X. We're gonna show you how you can actually play this game, and you guys gonna see with me how the performance is going to be. This is actually the Mortal Kombat X, and I want to show you how the performance is going to be. Let me even try to zoom in a little bit. Now maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. Too many frames, it drops actually, a lot of lagness on the game. That because the processor actually, it's not actually made to process high quality games like Mortal Kombat X. Let me show you some another proof. We got the octa-core processor in the J7. I want to show you the performance in between. So we get this phone over here we're gonna just show you actually the performance of the Moto Compacts on the J7, just a comparison between the phones, so just you guys know what I'm talking about. Here is actually the game on the J7, and you guys may gonna notice the difference here, how the beautiful actually performance, no lagness, nothing like that, very snappy, high performance graphic actually Samsung Galaxy J7 compared to the LG K10. So if you are looking for like heavy games and you need your phone to be always like snappy, has no problems, no lagness, make sure you know what you buy before you actually invest your money with the phone. For the software, we have Android operating system. It's going to be Android M 6.0.1 on board, and you have the LG Home 5, which is no app drawer, as you guys can see. Maybe in the future they may gonna send the updates, give you that option, because the LG G5 has that option. So if you want the app drawer right now, just go ahead to the Play Store, download Google Now launcher or some other launchers. Actually, it has these features. For the people ask me for emojis, this phone does support emojis because this came pre-installed with the LG keyboard, which is kind of nice. You have the new actually layout from LG. You have some toggles, Wi-Fi, sound, and you can adjust the brightness or make it auto or stuff like that. You can also change the voice. You have the Google on Now or Google on tab, where actually this Google will scan whatever information you have and will pop some very important information, because this came from Android. I'm not gonna go in depth when we talk about the UI and the software, because as everybody knows, these actually very similar to the other phones, but we're gonna talk about only a few new things. This phone does support NFC, and you have tap to pay. So this phone, if you would like to use the Android Pay, this one it's gonna support. So you can just tap with your phone and you can make actually payment or anything like that. Another thing I want to show you guys in this phone. This phone does support specific type of covers for cases, but you have to buy the official case from LG. I don't have it right now. Once I get something like that, absolutely I'm gonna make a review for you. The quick cover share, actually you're gonna have kind of edge display here. You're gonna able to see some toggles on the phone. There is no FM radio, no screen mirroring, no multitasking, which is I don't like. But overall, I haven't noticed any of the lagness or stuff like that. You can also download the LG Word. Through the LG Word, you can download bunch of themes, which is I love to have my phone to be customized. After you download the themes, you just go over here. You go to the home screen settings, and then you can go to theme, and you can technically change the theme to the one that you have downloaded. Actually, you have to go to the LG Word, download the themes, and it's going to be on your phone. As you guys can see, this will change all the layout for you, changing the icon, gonna change the background and stuff like that. The phone still does support knock on, which is good, so you can put the knock on code. No fingerprint scanner or something like that, because that phone actually not made to be very expensive. But overall, I have no problem using this phone and the UI, even without any of the app drawer. LG camera is gonna be 8 megapixel for the rear one, and you have a flash, and the front is gonna be 5 megapixel. So technically, with this phone, when you go to the camera app, one things I have noticed with this phone, actually even with has no laser autofocus or stuff like that, but what I found, the focus is very quick in this phone. So you don't have too much problems actually when you're trying to focus on things. So what you have actually here, you have the auto mode, you have autofocus, you can do pictures by voice, same as you want to say LG whiskey or some type of words, you can say it and the phone is going to start capturing pictures. You can use the flash, disable the flash, make lines, or you can adjust the other than that. You don't have manual mode, you don't have any control. I don't even see HDR, I don't see anything really amazing. So the camera, it's especially the camera application, very basic over here. On the front facing camera, if we jump on, actually you guys gonna miss a lot of things over here. No actually beauty mode. You have only this to make it as a flash. It makes the whole layout white, which is give more light, which is help you to to take very nice selfie picture, but no filterization, no beauty mode, so a lot of people, they're not gonna like that. But overall, I'm gonna be making a separate video for the camera and samples and videos, stuff like that. But anyways, you can take on the camera, on the back camera, up to full HD video recording, which is kind of good, better than the previous LG K7. Some improvement, but actually not a lot of option. You don't have mode like Samsung. They give you a lot of modes, HDR, manual mode, and stuff like that. So if you are coming from the LG Stylo to the K10 because you need a better camera, this is not gonna be your phone for a camera. Now, is this phone worth to buy or not? That will be totally up to you. If you're just looking for a phone that does basic stuff, daily things that you do, browsing the Facebook, and you can download a lot of apps, business apps, something that you actually use in your life. You don't focus too much on games and stuff like that. You want to watch something nice, 5.3 HD display, storage decent, the RAM actually is good, you have the latest operating system on the phone. If you need more, I would say invest 80 bucks more and go with the Samsung Galaxy J7, because you're gonna have better display, better camera, high performance for the hardware and stuff like that. And that was very much it. I wish you guys find this video very helpful for you to decide to buy the phone or not. And also, please don't forget to leave the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Subscribe. I'll catch you in my next one.